So let's start off with the lighting by testing the lights. It might seem like it's something you can get away with not doing, but trust me, it's really fast and easy. You just take these ends off of the wires and you'll put the red to the white. And to test them, all I do is just twist them. I don't do any taping. And then that's the black and the gray together. And pop a couple of batteries in there and give that a switch, and you see that this batch works just fine, but it's worth your time. Now I will use the white tape that I have on a roll here when I do the actual lighting. I don't use the pieces of paper that they give you. So this is able to be put aside, and let's go ahead and do the lamp. There's a piece of white wire. This is non-electrical wire, and you cut it about 9 centimeters, I believe. And you're going to wrap that on the top of the lamp. Now, do that about as tight as you can, but I guarantee you it is going to slip around. And it's going to be okay, but try to make the top as round as possible. I use my little tool here to do that. And you're going to just glue the lamp shade on top of there. And so make that to where the lampshade could kind of sit on there. Well, need be. There we go. A little flatter. And so you'll test it and you'll see it's not going to hold it steady. It just won't. But you go ahead and put some glue on the top there, and put some glue when you're done doing this. Put some glue on the side, so it'll hold it to a certain extent. And you just want the shade itself, see, to glue like that. And you get it the way you want it. I just turned it upside down and I wedged it under the side of the building. Worked just fine. It'll look like this. It'll be attached, but it'll be wobbly, and that's going to be all right. You'll need it to be later on. The next step is going to be dealing with the string of bulbs. So you'll notice that they have us measure 4.2 centimeters, 4.3 centimeters in between each bulb. And you have to twist it up to bring all of that length in. So I'll show you. You want to get this top. You want to make sure that you're doing wrong side up. So I was looking at doing this wrong side up. I wanted to get an idea of how this, what the distance would be. So you'll twist up the remaining, the extra length. And you have the bulb there. And then you can measure to your next one. And that looks like it's about right. And it'll go like that. And you'll go up and around. And there's several places that they want you to glue it down. And you'll go all along there. So once you have that twisted out, you can then take the part that's sticking up and then twist it down. Just twist it onto the main part. And I got to say, I really did not like the way that this looks. But with the materials that they gave us, this is the way that it has to be done. So you'll go ahead and measure the 4.2, and you'll keep twisting those and then tucking and twisting them around, twisting the extra and then twisting it down. And you'll do that for all the way across except for the last bulb. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, this one, the very last bulb, that you don't twist between these two. Just don't. Twist all the others is fine, according to the picture. So it'll look like this when you're finished. It all looks a mess if you ask me, but I don't know how to solve it. I went in here and I tried to tighten these and make them look nice and flat. And this was the best that I could do. Unfortunately, you can't clip it and tape it or do anything cool to fix it that I know of. I suppose you could wrap tape all the way around except for the bulbs. But make sure you have the right side up again, the right side, the underneath. And then we're just going to go ahead and glue on where those little bulbs are. I chose to use my contact glue and to use clips to hold it on. And I was glad that I did because I made a mistake. And if I had done the hot glue, then I wouldn't have been able to fix my mistake. So here's what it looks like when it's finished. And it's very easy. You're just going to flip this now, so it's underneath. And there are holes in the ceiling, up near the ceiling. And you'll just feed your wires through that hole. If you hadn't punched it out yet in the wallpaper, then obviously you can do that now. You want to glue this with the one end of the wire underneath, and you want to make sure the frame is flush with the top here. So it goes straight around and this comes down. So you're just going to glue along there, and then I clipped it. I was careful to clip this very last end because see, that has to be stuck up in between the sections of the little terrace ceiling. So you're going to take this and see where my clip is where the wire comes down right here. And you're going to take your thumb and hold that, and then you can sort of weave this around. The idea is to have one of the bulbs sort of centered in the middle of each of those windows, or skylights if you would. It's probably more accurate. Then I took mine and I was going to glue right under there and right under there. And I just took it and I took the end and I didn't glue under it. I actually just wrapped it up and over the edge. I did that because I figured it would be a little bit less of a hassle when I go to wire the lamp, because this end, the part that's in my right hand, that has to wire the lamp. See, that comes into the building and just sort of hangs there. Not my favorite design, but that's the way that goes. So, well, what I did is before I glued anything, I just took this wiring and I kind of got an idea of how I wanted it to fit underneath the lampshade. And this is why you want your lampshade to be able to move, and it will be perfectly adorable.